Hey y'all, it's been tough getting content up. Get busy and you forget to grab your camera, or you just get busy and you can't grab your camera. So what I was gonna do today, I was just out. I like to look at my stuff and let it run. I don't really know a lot about any of this stuff. I got a riding lawnmower, never had one. I just got me a four-wheeler. It's a Tao. I call it the Tao Chinese four-wheeler. So I'm gonna ride it and kind of see. It was just really inexpensive, and I wanted something that I could learn on without having a $6,000-7,000 piece of four-wheeler and then screw it up and an accident, or just because I don't know what I'm doing. But I also got a tractor. Now, even cheap tractors will set you back. Let me tell you something, they will set you back. But what I did is got me a John Deere. John Deere 955, if you can see it there. It is a 33 horsepower tractor, 4-wheel drive. One thing with these tractors, I got my bucket up. I need to start it back up and put that down on the ground. You kind of want to relax your hydraulics when you got it parked. That's one thing I learned. But the other thing is, you always want to take care of anything you got. And when I was younger, I probably didn't think about it so much, but now you got to kind of think about it. I got all these little grease fittings, and if you are you kind of know about this stuff, I got one of these that I can't get grease into. It's like it's stuck. All the other ones I could use my grease gun and it came out and got in there. But realistically, so if you know that and you can tell me how to maybe clean those out, I'm worried if they have like some kind of safety in them, like a backflow prevention of some sort, that if I just stick something in there, I'll ruin that backflow feature of that greasing point, the greasing test point. So I didn't want to do that. But realistically, you just want to go around. What I'm really talking about is, even though I don't know necessarily exactly what I'm doing, I can still put eyeballs on this thing and I can walk all the way around it. And look what I saw just by walking around it, just kind of looking for grease points, okay, you see that? Uh-oh, look what had come loose. And maybe it's not a huge deal, but it could be. I mean, it's not going to hold the device on properly. It's not going to give it proper stabilization, all those types of things. So it's always a good idea, when you have stuff like this, just walk around it. Take a moment to walk around it. And just look at the obvious stuff. I mean, that's the least you can do, is look at the obvious stuff. I try to keep mine greased up, oiled up. As you can see, it's old. It'll it put some stuff on the ground. It's not in perfect shape, but man, these things cost a bundle. They cost a bundle. So kind of got to work with what you got. Got a jacked up front end, but it came at the right price. So but she runs. We cleaned everything up. I try to keep that air filter clean, all that. So if you know anything about the grease fittings, let me know. And then the other thing is, obviously, if you got any questions about the 955, go ahead and give me a holler. I'll do my best to answer them. I do have a guy that lives right next to me that's a mechanic, so I'm gonna ask him once he gets a little better. But what I also noticed is one of these bolts was loose. Just walking around checking it, that bolt was loose right there, if you guys can see it. So you gotta check all that stuff. You gotta check everything. And then just noticing that this is what got me onto it. I was like, man, there's a lot of grease and catching there. There's none over here. Well, what I found out was they must have broke this joint right here and welded this piece on. It's just a piece of metal. So come over to this one. You see, that's a manufactured one. This one must have broke, and they just you know what I mean, they just welded a piece of metal on there. I did not notice that, but again, just stuff you don't know, stuff you don't know. But what I noticed was, I was like, man, that one that one looked like it's got grease, this one's got none. So that led me to ask questions. So I started you know, just greasing everything, and then found out this one doesn't even have a piece. So I tried to manually just kind of rub some grease on there, and hopefully that'll help it out a little bit. All right, so if you can help me out, got any tips or anything, you know, give me a holler. Give me a holler. There's some, give you a little bit of South Carolina sky and my ugly boat. We'll get some videos on that later. And like I said, we'll give you a video on the Tao Tao. It's the 150 Tao Tao Chinese four-wheeler. So far it's been pretty good. I'm gonna try to see if I can take you guys on a ride. All right, that's it for the 955 maintenance.